Imagine a world collapsing into a holy war, led by a man who believed he was Jesus Christ's younger brother. This wasn't some fantasy novel. This was the Taiping Rebellion, the deadliest conflict of the 19th century, with echoes still reverberating in China today. It all started with one man, Hong Xiuquan. After failing his civil service exams multiple times, he fell into a feverish delirium. In his visions, a golden-bearded old man and a middle-aged man instructed him to slay demons. Years later, after reading Christian pamphlets, Hong connected the dots. The old man was God, the middle-aged man was Jesus Christ, and he, Hong Xiuquan, was Jesus' younger brother, tasked with cleansing China of demons, namely, the ruling Qing dynasty. This bizarre, syncretic ideology found fertile ground. Peasants were suffering under Qing corruption, famine, and natural disasters. Hong's promise of a heavenly kingdom of great peace resonated, and they flocked to his banner, seeing him as a liberator. His movement, the God-worshipping society, started small but grew with incredible speed. They had a strict moral code, no alcohol, no opium, and men and women were segregated. Their military discipline and religious zeal were terrifyingly effective. They swept across southern China, a tide of righteous fury. In 1853, they captured the major city of Nanjing, renaming it the heavenly capital. Here, they implemented their radical social reforms. Land was redistributed, women were allowed to serve in the army and take exams, and the practice of foot binding was banned. But the reality was often brutal. Their rule was totalitarian, and any opposition was met with death. The conflict escalated into a massive civil war, pitting the Taiping against Qing imperial forces and newly empowered regional armies. The scale of the warfare was unimaginable, with entire provinces laid to waste. Just as the heavenly kingdom seemed unstoppable, it began to rot from within. A vicious power struggle erupted between Hong Xiuquan and his most powerful general, Yang Xiuqing, the Eastern King. Yang claimed to channel God's voice, challenging Hong's authority. The conflict culminated in a bloody purge where Yang and thousands of his followers were slaughtered. This internal strife fatally fractured the movement's leadership and morale. Meanwhile, Western powers, initially curious, grew alarmed by the Taiping's anti-foreign rhetoric and the disruption to trade. They eventually threw their support behind the Qing, providing modern weapons and military training, which decisively tipped the scales. After 14 long, brutal years, the rebellion was crushed. The fall of the heavenly capital in 1864 was a bloodbath. But the war's end was just the beginning of the aftershocks. The cost was catastrophic. Over 20 million people dead, more than in all of World War I. Vast swathes of China were in ruins, its richest provinces devastated. The Qing dynasty, while victorious, was fatally wounded. To defeat the Taiping, it had been forced to grant significant military power to regional Han Chinese officials, decentralizing the state and sowing the seeds of its own collapse decades later. The Qing tried to modernize through this self-strengthening movement, but it was too little, too late. The Taiping rebellion didn't just destroy, it reshaped. Its anti-Manchu, anti-imperial sentiment directly inspired later revolutionaries, including Sun Yat-sen, who would lead the 1911 revolution that toppled the dynasty. Even the Chinese Communist Party would later study the Taiping's methods of peasant mobilization and its revolutionary fervor. The rebellion shattered the old imperial order, creating a power vacuum and a national identity crisis that defined China's tumultuous 20th century. It stands as a terrifying lesson in how charismatic ideology, mixed with desperation, can unleash an apocalypse, leaving scars on a nation's soul that last for generations. Thanks for watching. If you found this history fascinating, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the past.